So you can see how beautiful the inside of these petit fours look with the pink and the yellow and the green. And you might be thinking, hey, wait, traditional petit fours are totally draped in chocolate. You don't see the inside till you bite into them. And you're right. However, traditional petit fours are usually all one color cake. And because we made this cake 3 different colors, they're just too pretty to totally cover in chocolate. So I choose not to cover the whole thing in chocolate. Plus, it's a very rich cake. And believe it or not, I might have the only kids around that really prefer the cake versus the frosting. So just covering the top works perfectly for my family. So you cut into them kind of like a checkerboard. You just make lines down, lines across, and try to cut them into as neat and pretty of a square as you can get. They are not going to look perfect, but you know what? That's part of the charm. They're homemade, and not many people make their own petit fours, so they don't need to look like they're absolutely perfection of the perfect square. They taste delicious. I like to present them on this is a little mini muffin cup, the paper, the wrapper, and just flatten them. And sit your petit four that way. So they have their own little paper, so when people pick them up, their hands don't get dirty. And then I just use these cute little decorative sugar bubbles, they're called. And they come in so many colors, and just put one on the top. There you go. Look how pretty that looks. I mean, I think this tray definitely says springtime. And the other thing I wanted to tell you is what I've taught you with the petit fours, it's a method. Go ahead and do something different. For instance, this has almond paste. Now, if I was serving just this dessert, I wouldn't do this particular cake because so many people are allergic to nuts. I have a daughter that's allergic to nuts. So if this were my only dessert that I was going to have, I would do this same method, but I would use a cake that doesn't require any type of nut or nut paste. So go ahead and take your favorite chocolate cake recipe or your favorite vanilla cake recipe. Do the same thing. Split the batter into 3 equal parts on a cookie sheet lined with parchment. As soon as it's hot out of the oven, in that case, I would make a simple syrup, which is just equal parts of sugar and water brought to a boil until the sugar melts. Brush it onto your cake and let that absorb into the cake to get it moist. When the cake's cooled, go ahead and layer your jam on and layer your cakes up and then cover them ganache. So again, it's a method. Take it, make it your own, do what your friends and family are going to enjoy. And I think you can see that this just makes a beautiful presentation.